Hey, this is Keen, and I'm doing a video to showcase the Guild private islands in Albion Online. I first want to show you that right now I'm in Queen's Market. This is a city in the world. You can see the world is pretty big. Within Queen's Market, my guild has purchased a private instanced island, meaning that our island is actually down here in these offshore islands versus being in this big open world. I'll go into some of the benefits of that in a second, but first let's show getting to this private island. You first go to the island merchant, and then you can click travel to your island. That's your personal island, which I've shown you guys. But then there's the guild island tab, and the guild island tab lets you travel to an island if your guild has one. When you get there, you can choose to allow access modes. You can give individual players or your entire guild or ranks within your guild certain permissions, things like building or accessing. You get a chest, which is just like the chest in any of the towns. It is local, meaning that anything you put in here will not be in a chest in any other city. You get a auction house that's just for your guild, where you can put items on there to sell inside your guild, or perhaps to your alliance, or I suppose to anyone that you've given access to. Here's a quick map look at our island. We have a smelter, a forge, a stonemason, a lumber mill, a butcher, a weaver, a mage tower, a toolmaker, and our guild hall. All of those are various tiers. Basically, you can choose where they go on these predetermined lots, and our island I think is rank 3, so we have only a set number of lots, but I assume that once we upgrade, the rest of this map will open up and allow us to build various things. So for example, let's go to the Adept's Warrior Forge here, and you can see that right now we can craft up to looks like tier 4, which is actually pretty good. Looks like damage has been upgrading the forge quite a bit. Armor, same kind of deal, but if you go up here to the upper left hand corner and you click the gear, you can choose access rights, meaning that you can set this to custom, public, guild, or private. We have ours set to custom, and then our guild, anyone in our guild is a co-owner of this forge. We're a pretty close group of people, so we trust each other. But you could set it to public or to guild, and then you can do things like you can set upgrade costs. You can set use costs, not upgrade costs, but use costs. So, for example, you can set fees. Well, friends, I don't want to charge friends anything, but let's say anyone else that wasn't a friend, I wanted to charge a percentage to use this. Right now, we don't see a need to use that, so we set both of ours to 0. And then when someone uses it, if there were money, you could actually collect money from your NPC. Well, let me go back there. Another cool feature is that you can upgrade these places, all of them. So on our Warrior Forge, right now we need to get 300 tier 5 stone and 400 tier 1 wood. Seems like wood is always used, tier 1. This tier 5 stone, however, requires tier 4, raw tier 4 materials, which isn't bad. The worst one that we've seen so far has been the ones that require a lot of tier 2, because that requires a lot of tier 1 and so on. But the nice thing about resources is that they do require previous tiers. So although it's a lot of work, it's nice that the game requires you to go back and harvest those things. And then lastly, the feed tab allows you to see what your vendor wants. So for example, the person here at the Adept Warrior's Forge, his favorite dish is mutton stew. So someone like myself who likes to farm and grow crops, I'm going to try to make the ingredients for a mutton stew to keep this NPC fed. And then a nice thing is, let's say this were the same kind of forge that was in Queen's Market. I could have set that to reward somebody for feeding my merchant, and I could have set that reward. Right now, since ours has no cost, we're probably not setting a reward. So then if I go back to this map and I click on the forge, I can see that he has 99% food. Compare that to the toolmaker, the tier 4 adept toolmaker, is only 94% food. So eventually these people are going to get hungry, and they will stop working unless we feed them. So let's just quickly take a little tour of our guild island. You'll see this place is pretty big. There's the smelter. We can come around here. Again, we're passing the stonemason, the chest, the dock, the auction house, the logging camp, the butcher, cute little well in town. Here's the weaver, the mage tower, And lastly, the toolmaker. And the toolmaker's neat because the toolmaker is where you can also build accessories and, oops, misclick there, and furniture. Things like chests and beds and things. And those keep your laborers, which is an entirely separate subject for another time, but those keep your laborers happy, which I'll do another video. We'll highlight those. So here it is. Here's our guild hall. It started off a tiny little tent, but we upgraded it once or twice, I think twice, to this house. Eventually it will grow to fill this entire space as it's upgraded. And same deal with the island. We can set access rights, upgrade it. Like, look at this upgrade. Costs 450 tier 4 stone, 450 tier 4 wood, 1800 tier 1 stone and logs. That is awful. Then once we go inside, we'll be able to set up furniture and beds. And here is a chest that has access rights for anyone in the guild. So we're creating guild shared chests in our building, which is really cool. Those are, unlike that chest out in the open out there, those are individualized. These are for anybody. So that's just a quick look at our guild. This is the Graev Community Guild. Inside joke, we named it You Got This. You got this damage. So this is our island. And if you're interested in joining us, or you're interested in learning more about Albion Online, go ahead and follow the channel, visit us on our website, keenangraev.com/forums, and we will be happy to help you out and get you all you need to get started and join us. Thanks for watching.